All right, let's bring in Matthew Barnaby, our good friend. And Barney, I got to say, hey, man, where are you joining us from today, by the way? The ski slopes? That's what it looks like.
No, I'm actually in the car with my billet kid on the way to a junior A hockey practice that I'm helping out with. So it's very sunny here, a beautiful day in Ottawa, Ontario. I got a little bit of Terminator glasses meets blue blockers. So that's what's going on today, RP.
I love it. I love it. Barney, I just got back from Super Bowl, and to be honest, man, you must have some Super Bowl stories. It seems like right down your alley, your kind of thing. Have you been?
I've only been to one. We were playing the Atlanta Thrashers, and the night before was the night it was in Atlanta with Tennessee playing St. Louis. Kurt Warner. We went to the game. I remember we paid $500 for our ticket. Yeah, now it was 23 years ago, roughly. That is awesome, awesome time. The parties. 8:00 in the morning, we played the next day. And I was with a couple of guys from our team, and I couldn't remember what hotel we were staying at, created, and had to call my wife at 5:00 in the morning and ask her what hotel I was staying at. Not a good look when your wife's pregnant. Don't recommend it to anyone out there.
See, this is why you're great helping out these junior teams. You can tell them what not to do. That's how I make a career in what I'm doing. Trust me, people don't understand. Okay. Barney, I got to get your take on Morgan, Rielly, Rielly, Greig. I say neither one of them did anything wrong. As we sit here waiting for the hearing, what's your take on the incident?
Yeah, I hear all about this code, about shooting a puck into the net or, whatever it may be. Listen, the Senators don't have much going on, and this is the most exciting. First of all, there's nothing worse than being in your home building and having 75% of the fans being the opposing team. And that's what happens when Ottawa plays Toronto every single time. So really, Greig did absolutely nothing wrong. If he wants to pound that puck into the back of the net, God bless him. Let him do it. Now, knowing that you are showing up the other team, they feel like you're rubbing it in their face. And someone's going, and I have no problem with what Rielly did. The problem I have is you can't cross-check him if it was me, I would have been the first shot in the empty net. I think we can agree on that. I'm an ass when it comes to trying to provoke the other team and other teams' fan base. I love it. I relish it. And I would have been the first to jump on a guy if he did it into our empty net at the end of a game. So I agree with both. I would have done both exactly the same, except for the cross-check to the face. I would have dropped my gloves. I would have jumped on him. You can't cross-check a guy in the face, and for that reason, I think he gets 5 games, maybe 6.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear you say that. I understand it's not the way it used to be, but you've got some great stories about going to hearings. How much money did you give the NHL on suspension, by the way? You have that figure, right, off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think it's $284,640, I believe.
Roughly. Yeah.
Roughly.
So tell me, please, because you've been through this. What's going on in Morgan Rielly's head from the time of the incident to waiting for the hearing?
Well, the only good thing is it is his first-time offense, 11 years, so that will play into George Parros deciding what he gets. It always is easier when you want a repeat offender. What they're going to do and what they normally do is his is an in-person hearing. I'm not sure if he took the in-person or if he's just going to do it over a Zoom call, however they do it. But essentially, they are going to slow from when Greig took the shot to the end of when he gets escorted out and freeze it frame by frame. And all I remember in any of my suspensions, and I only had really one on the ice where I had to go through this because one was like a fight in a hallway, and that was just like, you're getting suspended there. One was grabbing a fan in Florida. You're getting suspended there. But when I elbowed PJ Axelson, essentially it was frame by frame, like, what are you thinking here? And you're thinking of a way to be conniving and give an excuse. they slow it down frame by frame is when it gets really tough. So he's going to have to think of a very sly way of convincing George Peros that he didn't mean to cross-check him in the face, that this was just reactionary and not predatory. So when we look at that, I don't think he meant to cross-check him in the face. Unfortunately, you have to have responsibility for your stick. So for that reason, I think it's going to be 5 games, to be honest.
You got a great story on that, if you recall telling me. I know it was late at night we were driving home, but you said, well, it was Colin Campbell. They were rolling back the frame by frame, and they're like, Matthew, why did you skate across the ice and elbow him right in the face? And you're like, I don't know. Just find me. I don't have an answer.
And I did at that point, because in that one, literally, I elbowed PJ right in the chin. And I said to him, I think it was Colin Campbell at the time, and I was like, listen, I was frustrated. I was frustrated with my coach. I was frustrated with the game. I was frustrated with myself. And I said, honestly, I deserve to be suspended. I deserve to be suspended. I ended up getting 4 games for that. Now it would probably be around 10 games, maybe 15 games, because it was a blatant elbow. But I had no excuse for it at this time. You know, pulling the fan out of the stands and fighting in between periods, I always had like an excuse. But I was just like, I'm going to just say I did it, and hopefully he doesn't punish me all that bad. In 4 games, I thought I actually got away with something there.
What was the impetus? You were tweeting here recently about Philly. You're like, your fans were the ones that treated me the worst, but I would have loved to have played there. What kind of reaction for them?
Yeah,
what did you get for a reaction?
Yeah, like, I loved playing in Philly, and I loved that they booed me and gave me death threats and threw crap on me coming into the rink. All of that. Listen, it plays into exactly what we're talking. It's about rivalries, and we don't have enough rivalries because we've lost a lot of the physical nature of the game. And whether it's good or bad, whatever people think, I'm not here to debate that part, but we have lost the rivalries. That's for sure, because of the physical element of going into a stadium after, you know, a physical night the night before. Now everyone will be at this next game, and my whole thing was, yeah, I hated Philly, they hated me, but I don't think there would have been a better place for myself to have played at a point in my career. And near the end, when we got into the 2004 lockout, I was negotiating with them. That was a team that I really thought that I would have loved, and I don't think there would have been a better, you know, match made in heaven between the way that I played and the way that they aren't passionate friends. They're absolute crazy and obvious and silly, but man, I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm actually going down in a few weeks to do a Flyers alumni event for the 2nd year in a row. I never thought I'd be invited to anything in Philly. To get invited back 2 years in a row, I'm pretty excited about it.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. I appreciate the time. Always love our chats. Can't wait till the next one, Barty. Enjoy the hockey.
Thanks. Congratulations to the Blue Jays. Big offseason putting in those cup holders in behind the seats. Big offseason. Congrats.
Bingo!
There you go. That's the win. Thank you, Barney. Matthew Barnaby checking in from near Ottawa. Looking very Coach Prime-ish in those shades.